started my YouTube channel when I was 15 years old, so that was about 5 years ago. I'm 20 now. And I started because I wanted to localize YouTube content. At that time in the YouTube hemisphere, YouTubers were only from different countries. They're very westernized, they're very Target, Michaels, what else are the stores that we do not have here that I wish we did? Walmart, all of those things. And I wanted somebody who was my age from the Philippines because even if we did have YouTubers from the Philippines, they were more of an older, not older, more seasoned, yeah, more experience, time of their life, and I kind of wanted somebody that I could relate to, you know, someone who had to deal with the humidity and the frizzy hair, somebody who shopped at the Visoria, and all of these things. So I waited actually for a couple of years because I didn't want to be that person because I was like, no, I'm not ready, and I could never do this. But I felt, you know, the need to connect the young girls of our nation in this kind of way through beauty and lifestyle, and I guess that's how I ended up doing it. Hindi ko alam kung baka nasapian ba ako or something. I was like, let's make a YouTube channel. And my parents were super game. They're like, yes, okay, go. What kind of parents? You know what I mean? They don't know what YouTube is. They're like, yeah, go lang, enjoy your life. I'm like, thanks, mom. But then, yeah, now it's been 5 years. My content's changed a bit, which I feel like we're gonna talk about in a while. But basically, that's it. I'm 15 years old, know what I'm doing. It's me and my mom against the world, but we're figuring it out as we go. I feel like just as our social media hemisphere is progressive, so are we, where we have to keep up with the times, and I think that's what makes it very exciting.
Your origin story as well.
Okay, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Is it morning still? Okay.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, I'm
The last thing
Erika.
in between lunch.
Yeah. And my husband, Nino. Ayan, so our origin story. So it's really about Nino and his, di pa kami kasal noon. So it was just during 2012, I think, that Nino told me, boyfriend, girlfriend pa lang kami, he was dreaming. Nino is an athlete talaga, and he's been with N1 for the past years. He won several competitions in and out of in the Philippines and out of the country. So he's a Nike freestyle champion and all those things. So he had achieved some of those things before pa. And he realized that, I don't want to keep it to myself. Parang he felt that streetball needs to be shared. So he wanted to share, genuinely just wanted to share how it's done and that everybody can do it. You know, we can just share it to the other people. So it started there, and he started his YouTube channel, and it became a community of streetballers, and you will add more.
I'm just gonna tell you something how we started to grow our audience and our community. So basically what we're doing right now, we have once a month free training with free games. We go in different locations and we let them experience what we have. We teach them our moves, our different moves. Because streetball, it's a different style. You have your own move compared to the regular moves in basketball. Like in the NBA, as you can see, Kyrie Irving, he's one of the few doing streetball moves in the NBA, and that's some of the things that we teach in streetball. So that's what our audience are looking for, this type of moves, and that's how we grow our audience step by step. We teach them not only physically, but we also do it online. We gather them in group chats, and then we personally comment them. We do video calls and stuff like that.
Actually, that's actually really interesting because I remember we were talking about that leading up to today. Could you tell us about how you really engage with your audience and how you really grow in that community?
Yeah, how we engage with the audience is, we were mentioning live chats, and I think that's really one of the things that we want to emphasize here in engaging with the youth and the millennials is that you need to really listen to them. So that's really major for us. And like what we were showing a few slides ago and all the other presentations, that engagement is really something that is really important for the youth, and they want to be listened to. They want to be heard, they want to contribute. And for us YouTubers, what we in Hype Streetball, what we really our motto talaga is that we cannot be just YouTubers who create content. We want to impact our generation, maybe the Gen Z, we are millennials by the way, and all the other generations. But of course, definitely we want to impact the youth. We want to impact the next generation of leaders that will be coming out and be doing their own content. And then they will also impact the other generation that they want to impact.
Thank you, Erika. That was a really powerful point. And I actually wanted to just bring it back to Janina for a bit because we also were talking about how you change your content over time. So you started with, but now I understand you're broadening the concept in response to how your audience has been interacting with you. So could you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so my first video was a beauty haul, and I really urge people not to watch that one. It's not very good. But I started with makeup, a little bit with lifestyle, doing DIYs, doing routines and stuff like that. And funny enough, I actually myself, I wouldn't call it a mental breakdown. Like I went through this thing, this little speed bump in my life where I felt like what I was doing wasn't enough. Suddenly the passion had run out, and what do you do when the passion runs out? You disappear. Well, it's not Mansagada levels, but then I kind of took a short break, and I kind of disappeared from the social media world. And no shade to beauty YouTubers because I was doing that for many years, but the content that I was making didn't really resound with me anymore because there wasn't enough purpose in it. And so, although yes, making people feel prettier and more confident is very, very important, I wanted to do something a little bit more, and I wanted to kind of ingest and absorb something a little bit more as well. So after I took a break, I started reading a lot of books. And if you knew me from before, books are not my thing. I'm like music only. My kuya is the cum laude. I am the artist. Kuya is the cum laude, and my little brother's like valedictorian. Anyway, so I went back and I kind of shifted a bit because when I went through these mental issues, I was afraid that people would judge me for them and I would lose views because of them, and people will not listen to me because, oh, she's flawed, I don't like her anymore. But actually, when I came back and I decided to do the scariest thing a YouTuber can do, which is to be honest, when I came back, I was actually very honest about what I had been going through mentally. And it made a lot more impact than I would have thought with my other beauty-related videos. I realized, I think, even Google and YouTube have realized this as well when they changed the analytics. A few years ago, they changed the analytics from number of views to counting a lot more on watch time. Why? Because you don't just want to get people for 5 seconds, you want to impact their lifetime. So when I decided that the greater impact was a lot more important to me, I started posting about social issues and political issues, and maybe my views are not the same, but the way that these people's lives have changed because of this content, it's a different kind of, it's a different kind of way to connect with them, and I feel like it's a lot more impactful and long-lasting. And so the character development was real. So from this 15-year-old YouTuber who's like, hey, it's Nina here, and I'm like, yeah, guys, make the right decisions, vote wisely, you know what I mean? Exercise your right to vote and all of these things. I realized how much not even I was looking for genuine and real intelligent content. Again, it's like guys, so they did not know that they were looking for it, but then when it was presented to them, they're like, hey, I didn't know that I needed this in my life. I used to complain all the time at how people would do temporary fixes. And it's funny that our speaker a while ago mentioned that skincare is rising, because I would always say, why don't we do something that will last a little longer? Let's invest in our skincare. And in the same way now, people are not just they don't just want temporary quick fixes, but they want to change their lives completely. And so content that changes people's lives, or the content that really gets people and that really gets them forever. And with that realization, that's when I decided to change my content to something a little bit more meaningful, that will not just change your life today, but change your life and change the lives of the people around you. And that's why I started posting on mental health. That's why I started posting on helping the poverty-stricken areas of our nation. That's why I started posting political issues. Because again, I just wanted to be a little bit more purposeful. Of course, I have little vlogs here and there because I'm also still a child. But I kind of mix that up now. Yes.
Thank you, Janina. It's a very courageous thing to come to the stage, come to the platform, and be very, very honest and open with your audience. Thank you for that.
Thank you.